Welcome back to Tech by Pike. Today I'd like to go over the benchmark results of our Asus ROG Zephyrus M16 gaming laptop. I'm really impressed with this unit. Lots of good things to say about it. You get a lot of bang for your buck in my opinion. But the real star of the show here is the display. It has that WQXGA 2560 by 1600, 16 by 10 aspect ratio, anti-glare, 165 hertz, and the 400 plus nits of brightness. Lots of good stuff. But let's go ahead and review the overall specs of the laptop. Intel Core i9 11900H processor has the RTX 3060, boosts up to 95 watts, 16 gigabytes of RAM at 3200 hertz, 1 terabyte of SSD, and then the screen, of course. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into it. In the Asus software called Armour Crate, you can go in and make changes to the performance of your laptop based on what you're doing, whether it's productivity or gaming. You can go from silent to performance to turbo. You can check GPU stats and CPU stats. You can go into the system here and actually change GPU power saving, lighting, and some of your audio settings. You can also go to the Aura Sync and you can change the backlighting of your keyboard based on your aesthetic and what you feel like that day. You can go in and make profiles based on the particular games that you're playing and change different aspects of your gameplay based on that profile. And then you can also go into the settings and go to the update center and download patches that Asus has put up for you to download specific to your laptop. So lots of good features there. You can change the settings of your fans and you know, based on what you're doing, whether you want your laptop to run cooler while playing those AAA games. There's also a tab in there where you can monitor your GPU and CPU performance. So the Asus Zephyrus 15 and 14 inch laptops do not have built-in cameras, but the M16 does, and it's a 720p, and I have to admit this is probably one of the better 720p cameras I've seen on a laptop in a while. It has obviously the built-in mic, which is noise canceling. I'll take a look and see if that's true. It has 6 speakers. It has two 2-watt tweeters and 4 2-watt woofers, and it has audio. The audio is by Dolby Atmos. So we're going to test out the speakers here with some music and see how those fare. But I'm pretty impressed with this camera. So we're going to do a quick speaker check on volumes and see the quality of the sound that we get out of this unit. We'll start out at 20%. So a little bit tinny at the top levels, and I can hear kind of a faint hissing sound when you start hitting 75% to 80%, but overall, not bad. So we did some tests on our screen with our Spider X Pro, and we got 100% of sRGB, 88% of Adobe RGB, and 99% of P3. But I have to say that the screen really is the star of the show when it comes to this laptop. 16-inch WQXGA 2560 by 1600, 16 by 10 aspect ratio, anti-glare, 165 hertz, 3 millisecond response time, 400 plus nits of brightness. It really is quite stunning, as you can see. So we did do some benchmarking using 3D Mark, and our time spy graphics score came out to 8,091. CPU score came out to 8,765, and our overall score came out to 8,185. Our Firestrike score, graphics score, came out to 20,898, physics score 25,724, and the combined score of 7,273. Our overall score was 18,028. We also ran Cinebench. Our CPU multi-core came out at 13,366 points. Our CPU single score came out at 1,581 points, which was great. We also ran a number of our favorite games, like Cyberpunk, where we were getting around 30 to 40 FPS. These were all on ultra settings. We also played Star Wars Battlefront, where we were getting approximately 30 to 40 FPS on ultra. Now, if these settings were down like around the high and medium range in the game, then I'm pretty sure the FPS scores would be a little bit higher and much more playable. So we used some of our favorite games that had internal benchmarking tools, like this one, Red Dead Redemption, where we were getting between 35 and 45 FPS on average on ultra settings. We also used the internal benchmarking tools in Horizon Zero Dawn, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and F1 2020, and we'll take a look at the spreadsheet for all of those FPS scores for this gaming laptop that has an Intel 11th gen processor and an RTX 3060. So while playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, we did a temperature check on the chassis, keyboard deck, and it looks really good around the palm rest, around 82 degrees. But once you get up to the middle, where the top of the keyboard is over the CPU and GPU, it does start to increase in temperature, cresting at around 104 degrees Fahrenheit at the top. Ooh, I saw 110. So it gets pretty hot over the CPU and GPU, but down in the palm rest, mouse, it gets around 86. Almost closer to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty decent. So we're playing Battlefront 2 on high, and we're sitting around 56 decibels. So I got my spreadsheet here that talks a little bit about the different games that we tested on just ultra settings, and that's Shadow of the Tomb Raider, F1 2020, Red Dead Redemption, and Horizon Dawn. And for Tomb Raider here, the scores we got was the maximum of 97 FPS, average 63, and minimum 49. Then for F1 2020, we got a max of 193, average 168, and minimum 141. And then for Red Dead Redemption, we got a max of 62, average 47, and minimum 40. And then Horizon Dawn, we just started using its benchmarking tool, and we got a max of 107, average 65, and minimum 34. And just remember, these are ultra settings. We may come back out with benchmarking around the medium and low and high settings later on down the road, but these are just on ultra high. The Asus ROG Zephyrus M16 gaming laptop. There's a lot to like about this particular unit. It's very unassuming. I think it looked great in an office setting. Plenty of I/O. The only thing that I didn't like was the mini SD. I wish it was full size. Plenty of venting for when you're playing your AAA games. Keep this laptop cool. Something else I did not like was the 8 gigs of memory soldered to the motherboard, but that's to be expected with this Asus gaming laptop lineup. They threw in a webcam, which was awesome. It's probably one of the best webcams I've seen on a gaming laptop that's 720p. And then you got the screen, and that really is the star of the show. With a 16:10 aspect ratio, 165 Hertz. If I was to open up the laptop and turn it on for the first time, I'd probably mistake it for 4K. If you're in the market for a laptop like this around $1,600–1,700, then I would definitely take a look at this one. I highly recommend it. So that's it. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this from Tech by Pike, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It helps us out, helps out the channel, and it gives us an opportunity to bring more tech videos to you. It also gives us an opportunity to get better as we go along, and for that we do appreciate it. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next one.